masks, special dice, and shapeshifters. This sounds like an interesting combination, so let's take a closer look here in just a second. Hello, and thank you all for joining us again here today on Hastings County for another TTRPG Talk short. This video series takes a look at tabletop role-playing games and related materials in short form. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the newest release by Dinoberry Press called Little Wolves. That way. Little Wolves is a game where the various and sundry players are actually playing like shape-shifting folk. Specifically werewolves, living within the forest, which is inhabited by a wide number of fae. In this world, we have a large number of different creatures that reside there, and our players, as I mentioned, they're playing shapeshifters who are essentially trying to protect the forest, or solve problems, and do stuff like that. So this is a game that is designed for between 2 to 6 players. One of these will act as the guide or game master. It uses an elemental sort of style D6 system where each side of the die actually represents a certain element. Whenever your character is attempting to do an action, though they fall into one of 4 different elements that when you roll, successes basically hitting that specific number on the die. And the number of die you're rolling are dependent upon your character's abilities, what form your character is in, or if your character is utilizing a luck mechanic that exists within the game. One of the major indicators essentially as to what form you're in is masks, which you can see here. Basically, the game comes with werewolf mask templates where your character, you essentially create, you start off by kind of like, printing out, coloring, shaping the mask in order to try to fit or demonstrate your character's personality. Little things you can cut out and stick on there as play progresses. Like building relationships with certain factions that exist within the forest, like the court of the witches or the court of the trolls or stuff like that. They might give you certain things that you'll put on your mask. They can also be markers of having overcome certain trials. And of course, they also indicate, as you can see here in these 2 demonstrating illustrations here, they can indicate whether or not your character is in their mortal form, essentially like a human form, or if they're in their wolf form. And also, it is available. You can actually get the demo right now. So the demo essentially is like it has the key core mechanics and everything in it already, and also has like a quick start adventure element to it. But the big thing is that it contains a lot of some pre-built characters. And some the basics of what you would need to understand the rules and such. So for example, in it explains sort of like the elemental dice system that I had previously mentioned. The demo itself is like 40 pages, so it's actually a considerable chunk of the book. Which is really, really interesting. So just to tell you a little bit more about who all is involved in this project, as I mentioned, this is a Dinoberry Press game, which of course means that among our creators is Julie Ann Munoz, and also Niven Holmes. They are the 2 primary sort of writers and world developers. We also have several other pretty big names in the TTRPG community involved, including several of our artists, and our editor there, Tyler Crumney, and a good number, and J.M. Butler, of course, who did the cover that you've seen, and Fernando Salaviera, Sherpy Bees, and Grendel Mendez, and who contributed to various elements of the art, and Basil Wright, who was an advisor and for like cultural accessibility and sensitivity. So those are all the people involved. Obviously, we've got, since this is a publicly backed program, there are some expansions here that are potentially available. Art. There's also community There are also some community goals that are not really sort of stretch goals in that money, but more community goals as in like a certain number of people back, you get certain things. I don't, those were mentioned in some emails, but I'm afraid I don't have them up here right now. But yeah, and of course they're very transparent about their budget and stuff. So that's some good things that you can see there as well. So that was a bit of an exploration of Little Wolves and the campaign that they're running. Again, this was created by Dinoberry Press. It is available right now on Backerkit and will be until about early June. So and so here Eastern U.S. Standard Time would be about the campaign's going to run until about June 11th and about 1 p.m. So June 11th, June 12th, depending upon your time zone and all that stuff, will be about when the program, the Backerkit ends. So don't forget to check this out if you are interested. Again, this was Little Wolves. Thank you all for joining us again here today on Hudson County. Don't forget to like your itch purchases, check out the demo, and be sure to rate that as well if you can, and have a good zone.